Hi everyone, namaste. I am Rehan Shrestha. I am a content creator, currently also the creative director for RB Diamonds and the ambassador. So I must say it was very hard to follow up on such a talented speaker. I've written it on my phone, very nervous, and so don't mind if I keep on glancing to my phone. So let me start. I'll talk about my personal journey first. Initially, I went to study law in Australia. And that was the right thing to do. It felt like the right thing, the financial security that law school brought. And I was like, I wasn't forced by my parents, but I was like, Hunsa, like this is gonna give me like a good, secure future. Teta tira lage. But I've always been a very creative person to begin with. From school, I was into art, music, but I think Oilita changed, but when I was in school, it was a little more different. I think we were in certain way put into, being a guy, you're supposed to play football, you're supposed to do basketball. A very masculine way of creativity was looked down when guys were into it, bonum. But I'm very glad that's changed right now. So I did law, and I guess that was a social conditioning I had with myself. And midway, I was very unhappy. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to let go of this. I'm going to look for a more creative path. So I changed courses in the middle, and one day I attended a fashion show. So one of my friends in law school, they had a pass to a fashion show in Australia, and of course I was thrilled because I used to love fashion. I was like, okay, let's get into this one. We went, we watched, and then in that moment, I kind of realized that, wow, this is my place. Like, I love being at Fashion Week. The visuals, this. So yeah, where was I? I was attending a fashion show in Australia. So it was a place that aha moment in life where you're like, oh my God, like this is something that's giving me true happiness. I love being here. I want to look into a career here. Vanira thought I. But I didn't really know how to go about it. Tetibela content creation was just starting in Australia itself. Nepal Mata, it was pretty non-existent. And then I saw the so-called influencers. I dislike this term because I feel like influencers is a very heavy term. Who are we actually influencing? My first question is answer. So let's say content creators. And a lot of people, I ended up doing my research, finding a lot of people in this field, and kind of looked into their profiles, and I was like, okay, I can do this. I curated my entire Instagram feed, just outfits, this and that. It was more, everybody had a niche, you had to be fashion, food, or whatever. So I was always inclined towards fashion, so I did fashion. But I think I was lucky also, right time, right place, how the social media scene was then. It was just booming. So Teti I think I entered the market at the right time. Right now, everybody is a content creator and influencer, I think. So as I got into that and I started putting effort into that, curating my feed, luckily I got into, so as I started curating my feed, I also got into contact with a lot of creative people in the field. And there was a lot of these blogger branches that you could go to, really network yourself. It was a very collaborative community. I think still content creation is a very collaborative community. People shooting for each other, doing photo shoots, all of that came into play. And after kind of doing this for a while and really collaborating with brands there, fashion weeks there, I wanted to do more. I wanted to go beyond having a bigger impact on Parla. And then I started looking into initiating projects myself. So I did this first initial project was with the Nepal Tourism Board, actually. And that was during Visit Nepal 2020. And I got about 15 Australian influencers from Australia to Nepal to promote Nepal, and we did a whole tour and all of that. Sadly, right after that, COVID happened, and Visit Nepal kind of went into oblivion. But after COVID, I kind of decided to be in Nepal. stay in Nepal and kind of see, okay, I've done all of that there. I'd already finished my graduation. So I was like, okay, म यहाँ आएर what can I do? How can I get involved here? ठ्याक्क त्यति बेला also नेपालमा पनि there was a rise of content creators, a lot of creation happening. So I kind of hopped into the wave here. I started working with brands here. Even got called a model, which is hilarious to me till this date. RB Diamond was very kind enough for me they took me to Mount Everest base camp, and I walked the highest runway in the world. And we got a Guinness World Record and all of that. And it was a great experience, But now, my journey from that went into a lot of things. I just did not want my social media presence to be my recognition. I wanted to actually create opportunities for other people as well, people who are interested in this field. So I think when our relationship in RB Diamond grew, initially they wanted me as the ambassador. त्यसपछि creative director पनि उहाँले इच्छा गर्नुभयो, and I was more than obliged. It was a privilege for me to take that role upon. And as I did that, I got into event curation, runways, creating runways, and त्यति बेला चाहिँ I really understood Nepalको social media, Nepalको fashion industry, Nepalको creative industry, and how it's functioning. So it's been a great experience, and this is where I'm at right now. I'm a person who actually enjoys doing anything creative. I don't like to give myself a certain job title and just be like, okay, this is what I do. I like to diversify. So it's been pretty positive so far, Bonsumo. But I think with all this experience and also kind of observing how social media is right now, I kind of want to get into a few things regarding social media right now. So I kind of want to delve into the youth and digital opportunities. I think right now in Nepal, we're in a place where actually there's plenty of opportunities that the digital space gives you, right? If you want to do your writing, I think anybody, like social media gives you a voice. You can put out anything you want out there and, try your best to get the traction that you want, get your voice across. But at the same time, I feel like social media is a bit of a double-edged sword, I think one thing, what it's allowed to do is like hate and criticism is such a easy thing to put out there. I feel like we don't really put ourselves into other people's shoes. We do see, of course, social media is bragging, right? Or you're on a fancy holiday, you're doing this, you bought this new shoes, all of that is there. But at the same time, instead of really just getting into that judgment mode, and Nepal, I feel like there's a lot of ease in throwing in hate with creators. I hear a lot of my creator friends also kind of really complaining about how people don't really look into the work that you've put in, but they're very quick to criticize. And it's done easily nowadays, social media, because you can mask yourself behind, Rohan one-to-one and just be like, how are you doing this, all of that. But the negative effect it has on a creator, I'll speak on my personal level, I'm not like one of the massy big creators where I get thousands of comments. But at the same time, for me, one comment can give me a great spiral. Like I'll think about it. I'll really look into it. Did I do this? Like what is wrong in this? How do I change this? It goes into a very dark spiral. And I don't know how other creators deal with it, but everyone always says, your industry, you have to have a thick skin. You have to have a thick skin. I do understand when you put your work out there, you should be open to criticism. And I feel like to a certain extent, I am very open to, like something you tell me that I can apply and do better, I'll happily do it. But just calling me ugly is, just gonna make me have a bad day, right? And I think that comes into social media and the effect it has in the youth phenomena. We are constantly scrolling through perfection, the perfect holiday, the perfect dinner, the perfect family. We are all constantly striving to be perfect. And we see that, right? We see fit bodies and we see beautiful, flawless skin. But at the same time, what we need to do as viewers is we need to remind ourselves of our individuality. what we bring to the table. We might not have those six-packs abs, I know, but, but at the same time, you're good at so many other things. But we as human beings, we're so obsessed in wanting what we see that I feel like social media, Komate, we need to now be more aware of what we consume. Even if we're consuming things that are not helping us, we at the same time kind of need to be more educated on what we're taking. And this also goes into about misinformation in social media, right? Social media, my God, how much information is there nowadays? Like the fact that, I think this creator made a really funny video where he starts off, he's seeing a video and then he sees somebody saying, you know, in the morning you should have fresh juice. And Taco will scroll, so he's drinking the fresh juice, he scrolls it and it says, no, fresh juice is bad, you should have real fruits. Then he's eating those real fruits. Then he sees another video that says, instead of real fruits, you need to start your morning with proteins. It's endless. Like we're always getting so much information constantly and kind of trying to alter our lives with it. But I feel like Hamilete, with social media, with time, we need to kind of limit ourselves with what we're taking and realistically apply it to our lives for the betterment of ourselves, but at the same time not let it kind of affect our mental health. But saying that, social media and mental health go hand in hand, and I feel like these are more of the lighter issues that perhaps I'm talking about, right? I don't know if a lot of you saw the Netflix show Adolescence. Did you guys watch it? Yeah. Great. That's such a great response that you guys have seen this. And a lot of people really didn't get the point of that show. You know, they're just like, what are we watching? This is like slow poison and you know, you're consuming, the show is supposed to be good, but you're not getting it. But apparently my time is nearly up. But so like adolescence, right? Let me talk about that. How a show like that brought into matters that we're probably not aware of. I was not aware of what incel culture was. I did not know the red pill theory. I did not know that people in the Western culture have more complex social media exposure than we probably do in Nepal. But it's become such a dangerous space that we need to constantly educate ourselves and I think really talk about it at our home. My Leo adolescent show, I think for a week, I kept on pushing it to people. You know, people who have children, people who are teenagers. I forced my nephew to watch it with me and he was still not getting it. But then I was like, these are the ways that we really need to see that how social media can have such a harsh impact in our lives. It goes beyond looking good, you know, portraying a fancy lifestyle. It can destroy lives as well. So I feel like with the youth and whoever wants to be creators, I think my main message here is whatever you're posting, do it with intention. You know, nowadays, even activism, Harik social media influencer is supporting something, you know. But at the same time, are they actually educated about this matter? Yes, there is, spreading awareness is important, but at the same time, I really wish that a lot of people were invested in these problems and actually doing something to change it. You know, maybe influence it through policy, whatever you're comfortable talking about. I feel like we need to kind of look deeper into and use the platform for the powerful platform that it is. So do it with intention and be kind and, you know, try to have an authentic voice with it. And I think that's my little commentary on social media right now and the youth.